There's moments in time where the right combination of factors comes together and it really changes how people engage with one another and what kinds of businesses can get created and how quickly they grow. And in these times, there could be a radical shift in what are some of the largest companies in the world. We can consider the time of the dot-com boom, where we have Amazon that came out of that period. And while certainly not all companies from that period succeeded, there's a large graveyard of ones that didn't. Something definitely happened to change how people are comfortable shopping, how people are comfortable talking with one another, and really using the commercial internet. I think we're approaching one of those times now where there's another fundamental shift in how people are able to engage with one another, and it leaves open this opportunity window to be at the start of something huge. I'll go through a few other combination of factors and different evolutionary periods because they are important to sort of connect the dots to what the next thing is that I'm talking about. What other trends have come across in these last 20 years? One was the shift to social media and user generated content. Instead of just consuming content, user generated content and having that shared on social media really made a big difference in the participation rate of everyday people and the amount of data that's being generated and viewed by others. Instead of having a group of really expensive content creators from Hollywood studios or other aspects of the medias, there's now the ability for regular people to create content that's interesting and viewable by others. And this was facilitated by smartphones. Smartphones brought the computing power and the lens quality, and also, along with smartphones, both high-speed internet at the home and 4G technology made it possible to do these things on the go. Blockchain technology is also a huge precursor to the next evolution of the internet. And while Bitcoin certainly drew a ton of attention and will certainly remain important, Ethereum and other programmable smart contract based blockchains will ultimately even have more importance in terms of different applications that can be built. Smart contracts and the ability to have trustless compute and governance is a fundamental change in how we're able to build systems and establish really decentralized view of different applications that can be created and how people can work together without necessarily having the full backing of some centralized trust entity. Immersive game environments, whether in VR or high resolution 3D, have also led to other social experiences like live concerts, things that could have happened eventually anyway, but due to the pandemic were definitely accelerated. And the pandemic also made it so that people were more open to trying out new digital experiences to try to get some sort of sense of community. And now all these things are leading to what I was mentioning earlier, where I see the next evolution of the internet. And that's the metaverse. You may have heard of the movie Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg, based on Ernest Cline's book, or Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. And these are some views of what the metaverse may be, and very useful to give some context. But I would say that it's not necessarily the only aspect that we can consider in the metaverse. I would say the metaverse is a persistent virtual world that is always running, whether you're actually present at that moment or not. And you have an embodied presence there. So you have some sort of avatar. And it's immersive in some aspects. So it doesn't necessarily have to be VR or AR, augmented or virtual reality, but it does have a sense that you are participating there and you are interacting with other people that also have a presence there. While current experiences are a lot like games, what you will be able to do in the metaverse is a mirror of what you're doing in the real world. So you can simply hang out, you can take part in some sort of experience, you can talk with people, you can work there, you can earn money working in some sort of metaverse job, and you can trade and make money interacting, being some sort of arbiter between the real world and the metaverse. And all of these are possibilities. Much like the rise of user-generated content and platforms that facilitated it was revolutionary to the internet, the metaverse will have a huge impact from people creating objects or creating experiences there and being able to actually earn a living by doing that. Blockchains have a lot of useful properties for the metaverse. They're able to establish a decentralized way to transact and send not just tokens or units of currency, but also objects to the NFT standard. So those objects can be created by other individuals and then sold. And this is a way to start having economic activity. And activity exists only digitally. So there doesn't have to be any physical good created, transferred, or shipped. Everything is purely digital. These objects can be your avatar representation in a metaverse itself, or some sort of accessories. Anything that can be part of your digital identity and really express what you're interested in and how you want to appear to others. And there's quite a lot of different types of value that can be provided by items. I don't think we're fully there yet with any metaverse experience capturing all of these, but it's good to keep in mind. And there's a video on the creator economy potential of the metaverse that's linked as well. So if you're interested in digging further into this, definitely follow that. Much like the William Gibson quote, the future is already here, it's not evenly distributed. In some ways, I would say not the full metaverse, but aspects of it are already here. There have been concerts in various game worlds that have evolved to also be social experiences that have generated millions of dollars. So this isn't a maybe, this is actually happening today. It's only a question of how much bigger it will become, how fast it will get there, and how it's spread out. 5 years ago, I launched a bots and AI community, and I've been incredibly impressed by the members and the speakers and the information they've been able to share, connections they've been able to build, and ways to explore that space together. And that's still continuing, but I'm also launching the VerseTech Metaverse meetup community. We've already had 2 events and a third on the horizon, covering how people can take advantage of the opportunities in the metaverse as creators, as developers, as product builders, marketers. We're able to look at all the angles and really make a difference in this space. And it's not just a space run by any particular company either. It's still early on and it's wide open for opportunities. So in the first link of the post, I invite you to join our group, and we've already had a good amount of membership interests, and I hope to see you there. Thank you.